Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Second City Sports. We're going to continue the Ethiopia Let's Play on Civilization 5. In this episode, obviously we're just going to keep playing the game, but I went to the Hawks game today. They were playing Toronto, and I just kind of want to talk some Blackhawks stuff too, so let's just hit next turn and get started. Oh boy, it's a rough game. It was the second leg of a back-to-back. They got killed by Columbus the night before on the road, so I didn't go in with very high expectations. They started the game actually pretty well, and then it all fell apart. This team, they're not fun to watch right now at all. Um, Sorensen, I think, is showing himself to be a little out of his depth coaching at the NHL level. I still think he should be the coach in Rockford next year. I think he's very good at like developing players. I don't think he's an NHL head coach though. Um, I mean, just for everything was pretty bad tonight. So I'll give them credit where credit is due. The first, I would say, 8 or so minutes of the game, they were genuinely outplaying the Leafs. I think they were out shooting them 6-1 at one point. And then the TV timeout has to happen. Leafs kind of started taking back control. I think the Hawks scored first, though. I'm pretty sure they did. I'd have to check, but regardless, after that, it was kind of the Leafs just took over the game. They took the lead. They were leading 3-1. Nazer actually had a really nice play where he got an assist, deking through their team, skating with it and stuff. But it's just so bad right now, man. They have nothing. Especially on nights like this was a game where Bedard didn't really do anything. On nights like this, man, there is nothing to watch with that team. Sometimes it's just there's just so many like little things that they do wrong, and it's hard to explain it without visuals and stuff. But just so many little passes where you're like, you had a better option here, or you could have taken a shot here. Um, and that's kind of leading me into what I wanted to talk about. Trade deadline's coming up. I think it's on March 7th. And I can't wait to get rid of some of these veterans. And Seth Jones. Seth Jones, I should make a separate video, but I think I'll just talk about him here. Him going to the Blackhawks saying he would like a trade is fine. Him going into the media and saying it screws the Hawks so much. It's ridiculous. It's just going to lower his value. He's already got, I think, a full new movement clause, so he can basically pick which team he wants to go to. My money's on Dallas, but it could be like Columbus as well. And by him just going into the media and saying it, it just lowers his value even more. So at this point, the Hawks are going to have to retain salary on him because he's making $9.5 million a year, which is way too much for the player that he is. Him saying it is just going to lessen the return that the Hawks get. So instead of looking at it like we can maybe pick up for, like, I think Dallas is his preferred destination. If you, that's at least what reporters are saying, and he's from there, that area. Like, instead of looking at, maybe we can get like an Antonio Stranges or some other good prospect in a draft pick, now it's kind of looking like you can get like a B or C tier prospect because he's being open about it. And it's just, I don't know. He's got an A on his jersey. The Hawks made him rich. 9.5 times 8, do the math. It's a lot of money for a very average defenseman, in my opinion. So, I think he could have handled this exit a little bit better. than he has. It's just unfortunate. I don't think he's the worst player in the world. I think that's TJ Brody. But in all seriousness, he's not a bad player. He's just very overpaid. And I do mean very. I'm in a group, like a Hawks fan group. Very nice people and stuff. A lot of them really rate him a lot higher than I do. I just don't see it personally a lot of the time with him. But this just kind of it just kills his value, in my opinion. And I think I shouldn't have been doing this. I should have been researching something else. I kind of forgot. Although, yeah, you know what? We could keep it on this so we can use it for economics. Anyway, that's just my opinion. I'm not a fan of him going out into the media and basically trying to trade himself. When I'm sure the Hawks were more than willing to kind of move him. I doubt they were really trying to pitch staying too hard to him. Especially since Davidson, like, it all comes back to Stan Bowman and his disastrous later years as Hawks GM. A lot of people like to shit on Bowman, and rightfully so. Uh, Up until, I would say, the Panarin trade, I thought he was like a pretty good GM. I didn't agree with every move he would make, but I thought he was a good GM for the most part. And then the Panarin trade is where I really started to be like, that's not right. Getting Brandon Saad back for one of the best young players in hockey, that just didn't sit right to me. And then, time has proven it right. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. He would give out all these stupid contracts and sign all these bad players. He hired Jeremy Colleton to be the head coach, and that was a disaster. Yeah, Dylan Strome. Dylan Strome was no good as a Blackhawk. Let's all remember that, how he's doing now, comparatively. It's very frustrating right now because they have VPs. They have Bedard, right? Like, this is the guy you build the franchise around. But now we're stuck waiting for the rest of the supporting cast. And the last time the Blackhawks were this bad was in the the early to mid 2000s. And obviously I was about 3 when that was going on. So I don't really remember it. And my dad had kind of tuned out of the Blackhawks at that point. There was other stuff, they weren't on TV, for the home games at least. A bunch of other stuff. Pat Foley was calling fucking Chicago Wolves games. Yeah, that's a waste of Pat Foley's talent. Anyway, Stan Bowman set this franchise back 10 years, man. He ruined Kane and Taves' later years. I don't understand why he's Edmonton's GM now. I think that's ridiculous, especially considering the scandal and everything that I don't want to talk about on here. But Stan Bowman, I would love to just sit down in a room with him and pick his brain. It's like there's this former soccer player from the UK. His name is Roy Keane, and he was doing he played for Manchester United. He was doing TV for Sky Sports covering Manchester United, and his buddy Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the coach. And at one point he just lost his mind. He was like, if I was in a room with Ollie right now, I would ask him, why are you playing Fred? That's what I want to do to Stan Bowman. I just want to go through every single move, Panarin onwards, with him and just be like, what were you thinking? Why did you do this? I don't get it. It's just, stupid really does just roll downhill sometimes. Like, if you start being stupid, you will keep being stupid for a while. And I like Davidson. I like the new GM a lot. I think he's got a good head on him. phrasing on my part. He's got a good head on his shoulders. I'm not really sure what's swinging between his legs. Um, yeah, uh, but he had to come in, and I think people give Davidson a lot of shit for stuff that just frankly isn't his fault. Like the Hawks needed to tear down the roster like 5 years before he started having to do it. Like by the time he started tearing it down, there was nothing left. Kane was at an all-time. Like let's just go through it really quick. So traded Hagel for a pick that I think they used to draft Oliver Moore, and I think they got Taylor Radish back in that deal. I think they got someone else too. They traded DeBrincat basically just to draft Kevin Korchinski, who's still in the AHL. Oliver Moore is still in the NCAA. Let me hit next turn. Who else? He traded Kirby Doc to get Frank Nazar, which I think that move is starting already to age well, considering Doc's injury problems he's been going through. Kane, he basically. I don't know if it was a case of Kane, because you hear conflicting stuff. Like sometimes people say, "Well, Kane wanted to go, so they let him go," and then you hear people say, "Well, no, Kane actually wanted to stay and be part of the rebuild and stuff." I don't know. I'm pretty sure the truth's probably somewhere in the middle on that one. Um, Taves was having all sorts of injury problems. He's not signed to any NHL team at the moment. I saw something that says he wants to come back, but I think he's probably just past it at this point. Just stay home, man. Enjoy life. I saw he was like in India or something. It looked like he was having a good old time. So just hang out, man. Live your life. You earned it. Yeah. Yeah, and then he brought in Taylor Hall, and people were complaining about the Taylor Hall trade when we let him go to Carolina. So that trade was Carolina got Taylor Hall and Mikko Rantanen. We took half of Rantanen's salary for the rest of this year, and then in return the Hawks got their third round pick back. And it was a 3-team trade, but the Hawks basically they traded Taylor Hall for their third round pick, and they took up half of Mikko Rantanen's salary. And people were complaining, and I'm thinking like this. They basically got Taylor Hall and Nick Foligno for free. They gave up Ian Mitchell, and I can't even remember the other guy's name off the top of my head. Neither one of them is playing in the NHL for Boston right now. So if you look at it, that trade like this, you got Taylor Hall, which you turned into a third round pick, and you have your current captain for free, basically. And both were on pretty cheap deals. So, getting an asset back for what was Ian Mitchell it was Ian Mitchell and Alec Regula for Taylor Hall and Nick Foligno. They made that trade right before the draft when they got Bedard. So you turned you turned Ian Mitchell into Taylor Hall, who you turned into a third round pick back. Like that's pretty good value for me. Especially considering Hall's injury prone and isn't the same player he was like 5 years ago. I think that's a good deal. Sorry if I'm kind of rambly too. I was pretty annoyed at that Hawks game. Um, and I just wanted to come and make a Civ video and talk about the Hawks a little bit, and I didn't really script anything out what I was going to talk about. So, yeah, I forgive you, Japan. Cool. It's just frustrating, especially considering like there's no good Chicago sports teams at the moment. Like the White Sox were the worst team in baseball history last season, unless you count the Cleveland Spiders. The Cubs are just happy being mediocre. Well, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the Cubs are just happy being mediocre forever now because they won a World Series in 2016 and Ricketts doesn't want to spend any more money on the team. The Bulls have Jerry Reinsdorf as their owner, and the Blackhawks are basically just rebuilding. Like, it sucks. It just really sucks right now to be a Chicago sports fan. Even the Fire suck. Like, you can't even turn to like the MLS or the even I think even the Sky right now. Chicago Sky are really bad too, right? I know they have Angel Reese, who's some of the funniest TikToks right now are just watching Angel Reese suck at basketball and just being a rebound merchant. And she thinks she's like on Caitlin Clark's level, but that's a whole other story. You are not Caitlin Clark, my dude. To maximize your bonus, make sure great works are filled in with writings from different eras and for civilizations. Okay. Uh, does anybody have any... Everybody's just got medieval writings. Okay, well... we'll keep them in here. I need great work of art slots. This gives me rating. Just start another Golden Age. That's fine. Yeah, so it just like my thing. I enjoy watching hockey. Like, it doesn't matter if the Hawks are good or bad. I can just watch a hockey game and enjoy it. Even though the team I root for is god awful garbage. That's why I really enjoyed watching the Four Nations games, because I could cheer for Team USA and like enjoy watching a good team play hockey. Like all 14, like even Finland wasn't really that good. But they had their moments, like that game against Sweden. It was very fun to watch. They played pretty well there and stuff. So, I just enjoy watching hockey. I just wish the Hawks were better. And I think the NHL probably wishes the Hawks were better, because that would make the NHL more money. It's a major hockey market. And they've been bad for the past, 8 years. Like, seriously, if it wasn't for the COVID season where they made the playoffs because they beat Edmonton in a play-in series, which was so stupid. I can't believe Edmonton let us win that series. But regardless, if it wasn't for that series, the last time the Blackhawks would have made the playoffs was... let me look it up really quick. I'm good, but I'm not that good with stats and stuff. The last time they would have made the playoffs, it would have been 16-17. I was a sophomore in high school. That's ridiculous that this has been allowed to go on for this long with this little success, especially after the dynasty run. Like, Washington had a great team. They only won one cup, but they had a great team for 2 decades. They're still going strong. Pittsburgh, they finally are starting to slow down, but they had another 7 years on us, even though Crosby, Malkin, and all those guys are actually older than Kane and Taves were. Boston's been good for 2 decades, it feels like. The Hawks had essentially from, where was it? 2008 to 2016. That's 8 years of success. And it's been dick besides that for the last 8. It's literally you can call it the Connor Murphy rule. As soon as Connor Murphy showed up in Chicago, there's been a curse. Maybe when they finally get rid of him, they'll start playing better. if we're lucky. You could just give me 7. I'm not even really paying attention to what I'm doing in the gameplay. I'm sorry if you don't care about hockey at all and you're trying to just watch this. Yeah, sure, have an iron, buddy. That's fine. No, I'm not going to war. It's just frustrating. Oh, they settled a city down here. I should settle one here. But I think it might just be best to just have 3 cities. I usually like to get 4, but at this point these cities are all pretty established. And I don't really feel like having another one that I have to kind of babysit. I could kind of just have these guys go and do their thing. And once we get architecture, we're going to need to get the Uffizi, definitely. I think that's how you say that. I'm not an art person in real life. So, yeah. Shaka looks like he's about to start up again. I guess he's probably bored of fighting over here. Yeah, he took out Morocco now. Morocco, I think, is out of the game. Yep. These are the only civs left, by the way. We found everybody. It's just people have been knocked out already. Poland's probably next. Then probably Babylon, maybe. Unless Babylon just completely sets up over here. We'll see. I don't think I want to build the Musicians Guild in this city. I think I'd rather... You know, build the windmill. Make the rest of the buildings easier. You can build the Musicians Guild. And now that I'm thinking about it, I should probably go through and do all the specialists. Let me see if I can get Buenos Aires. Yep, cool. Let me go ahead and Harar Musicians Guild, but let me do all the citizen management too. For all these cities, it's been a minute since I've done this. Just unlock all these guys. Get a specialist. Get this tile, get this tile. Yeah, we'll do that. This city, pretty much working all the tiles already. Just go through really quick, unlock all of these. Get that. Get the fish. Get the sheep. Get this. Get all these farms that give a little bit of production. Get the mines. Okay, that's fine because it's already got 16 pop. It doesn't really need much more. And Adawa, give you some assignments as well. The deer, work the iron. Yeah, you know, I need to work more food. Okay, that should be fine. Sucks we can't work the workshop yet, but it's alright, it still gives a little bit of a bonus. You actually go up on this desert hill, you can build a mine there. Go next turn. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be as long of an episode. I kind of want to start making these videos a little bit shorter. it's kind of hard to upload these hour-long videos uh, with my current setup. So, I'm gonna maybe cut down on the runtime a little bit. Can I start using... Not yet. I guess just keep getting missionaries for now. So, I mean, our religion has really spread. That's pretty nice. Can I get Bratislava? Let me bribe Buenos Aires again, too. They want us to build a 16. Yeah, that's not happening right now. Bribe them. And missionary, can't use you yet. Next turn, though, we can. We're going to send that guy to Bratislava, spread the religion over there. We probably won't be able to get the majority on it because... Oh, wow, yeah, they're already taking Krakow. Oh, they're burning it to the ground. Like, Shaka. Asshole. Yeah, Shaka, Shaka, Shaka. I'd like to be able to send my religion over here. That might actually be better. Sending it to Kyoto. Thebes, they don't have a religion either. Yeah, I think I'm going to start sending my missionaries over here. I think that makes more sense. Sail them over with the trireme. Next turn. Denmark's got their army over here. That's great. Please don't do anything stupid. We're friends. Let's all just remember that we're very good friends. Please. Poland's got a random warrior over here. I don't get that, but sure. Great writer has been born. Oh, we got Shakespeare. Cool. Let's see which one we got.
Life is a tale told by an idiot.
Nice. We got Macbeth. Cool, bro. Okay, I think this city is officially completely developed. Very nice. Let me just 1, 2, 3. Yep. Nice. So we could take this worker away from Denmark. Yeah, go over here. Trade route, go, yep. Let's see how far the missionary can... Yeah, I can only go by 2. We'll go to Thebes first. Clear path for him. Next turn. Yeah, I think this is going to be a shorter one. I think we'll do one more turn, and we'll call it an episode. Yeah, because we're going to get a social policy. I think this will be a good place to finish this one off. Sorry if this was a bit ranty. Blackhawks are just bringing me down, man. It's tough watching them play. It's just tough. Could open rationalism. Nah, I think we'll just finish. Well, we could say... Yeah, we'll save this. Great. Yeah, we'll start rationalism. Unit needs orders. Yep, might as well. Buenos Aires will give you another bribe. It's all right, and I think that's gonna do it for this one, guys. It's a little bit shorter of an episode, and it was kind of ranty, but I think it was still fun. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Have a good one.